Hello, hello Aries. Welcome to your July 2018 overview reading. This is going to be good for you if you're a sun, moon, or rising Aries. And I do have a new YouTube channel, which I'll be sharing about at the end, so stay tuned for that. And while I'm pulling these oracle cards for you, go ahead and tune into your body, feel into your sit bones, notice the soles of your feet, and just give your body a quick scan. Notice any tension, any emotions that are coming up today, anything that you feel like needs a resolution today. Go ahead and set your intention for the reading. Anything you want to know about the month, just ask it to come up. Okay. So the empowering question for you this month is, what one thing fascinates me so much right now that the thought or feeling won't leave me alone? Can I do something relating to it right now already? So this is about taking inspired action. As Aries, you have a really good base for being initiators. You know, you're the I am of the zodiac, and so taking inspired action comes naturally to you. That's something that you already have within you, even if you have to dig a little bit to get there. So take advantage this month of that gift that you bring into the world already, and it looks like there's going to be massive payoff if you start to take action on this. The fairy card that I have for you is faith. Okay. Spiritual faith is a devoted assurance of the heart. And that is absolutely true. Not always easy to have faith, especially during difficult or challenging times. That's really when this gets stretched and pushed. And so this is a practice, it's a devotion that you have whenever you feel like there's a lack, okay? And then the word of the month for you is generative. Let's see if that focuses. Create an environment conducive to productivity. Keep going even if you're feeling bored with your creation. Like all masters, you will evolve yourself through the work. Okay, so it's about initiating. That seems to be the theme. You have to take the first step. You have to take inspired action and have faith that that is going to work out, and you're going to come out on the other side of that. And remember that you are going to fail forward. There are going to be hiccups. There are going to be things that show up for you that you weren't expecting, and that's completely okay. Just remember that all it takes is building the forward momentum to begin with. That's going to make the biggest difference for you. Now, the central energy for Aries this month is the Seven of Chalices. This is about options, looking at all the different avenues that you could go, all the different things that you could pursue. And the thing that I like to remind people is that you do have free will. There is not a concrete, predetermined plan for you. Every day you make decisions. Every day you say yes and no. That's been the theme that's been coming up for a lot of signs. So it's one of those things that I feel there is going to be some, July is going to be empowering you to align with the direction that you want to go and taking that inspired action. What can't you get off your mind? What do you find yourself fixating on? That's giving you clues to where you need to take action. Now, what Aries needs to release is the Hermit. You've been holding back, Aries, big time. You've been holding back on all the things that you want to do and all of the things that might be right for you or might lead you to the places and opportunities that would really give you a good portion of what you're needing at this time. So remember that the action, doing something relating to it right now, is what's going to support you the most. So hermit stage needs to go away for a while, and it's time to get more into action. It's not going to be without contemplation, but it is something where you can slowly ramp up what you are doing. What's in the highest good for you to manifest this month is the Page of Wands. Yep, so with this, I'm gathering that part of the manifestation in itself is a manifesting energy, manifesting the space to act on this. It may not be in your vicinity already. I know the energy exists, but something might be more depleting than usual. I mean, there's infinite life circumstances, right? But ultimately, this is what you need to manifest, is continued inspiration, continued motivation, continuing and consistent action. Okay, so you have this within you, but now you want to be intentional and ask for it. This is the external environment, the external circumstances that are around you. Two of Pentacles. Man, so many signs are dealing with decisions. Let me clarify this for you. Queen of Oysters or Queen of Pentacles in a normal deck. So this is a decision about your sense of stability and your long-term goals. Don't forget that your vision for the future matters a lot. And so that's not something to put on the back burner. That's really something that you want to align with this month as much as you can. Okay, so this is where the inspired action is really going to come in. It's towards pursuing this. And the internal experience or the subconscious, we have the Seven of Wands. It looks like you might be getting caught up a little bit in the rat race or comparison. I'm getting that Seven of Wands for you in this reading is a reflection of the effort that you're giving. And the Seven of Wands is the I'm trying so hard. I'm trying to stand out. I'm trying to, you know, rise above whatever's in the way. And so with this, it looks like you're going to need to, I don't know if it's going to happen in July, but it looks like this is going to be something that you'll need to address so that you're taking action that's exclusively for you and whatever's in your highest good, rather than it being competition and overdrive. I hope that makes sense. But this looks like it's a little bit more competitive rather than leading with alignment. Like you got sucked into, you know, looking at whose grass is greener rather than just watering your own grass. So make sure you look out for that. And the clarifier for it is the Five of Peppermills. This is equivalent to the Five of Wands in a normal deck. And I am getting that it's really throwing a wrench into your goals. You know, for whatever reason, the Seven of Wands is your effort that's happening internally, but the Five of Wands, or Peppermills, is essentially the combative energy with having the incongruency happen in what you want to pursue and what you're actually doing in real time. So take inventory. That's what the Seven of Chalices is showing up to reflect to you. Take inventory of what feels good and what your desires are. I would say the best piece of advice that's going to come from this reading is for you to go back to the goals, the dreams, the aspirations that you've really set out to have for yourself, and figure out a way to fine-tune them and see if you're able to cut yourself a little bit of slack and be open to them changing. I would say that's the biggest thing for you this month, is that your goals might change, and that's completely okay. Now we're getting into the timeline. So the first quarter, we have the 5. This is equivalent to the 5 of Pentacles. And this is the feeling of being scattered is really what's the intuitive hit that I'm getting for this. Is if you're feeling scattered, if you're feeling depleted or burnt out or whatever the case may be, then it's really time for you to focus back on what your actual desire is. This just seems like things are really discombobulating at this time. And so you might be feeling some burnout as well. That's why you need to go back to the drawing board. Quarter 2, we have the 2 of Candles. So good things are able to come in at this point in time. Or at any point in time they can. But it looks like there's some mindset stuff happening here that needs to purge in order to make space for the good things coming in. I think if you take advantage of this discontent that's going on and you use it as a way to refocus and align yourself with what you actually want, then you're going to see a downpour of things that really feel in alignment with you. So that looks really solid. And then the third quarter, we have Awakening. Okay, so this is where things really get real for you. I think you start to see things change for yourself in the second quarter. If you're taking action, if you're not taking action, then you don't get any of the goodies. Okay, so remember that. If you don't want to change, then your environment, your circumstances, and your perception are not going to change either. So this is all dependent on you. I think that this month I've really been trying to drill home the message that you have power and autonomy over your own life. And if you're taking, again, inspired affirmative action for yourself, without comparison, you're going to wake up to the realities of what you want in this lifetime and what is going on for you. So this looks really solid. And then the fourth quarter, so this is wrapping up July. We have the Shadow. Yeah, so that's part of having an awakening is, or, you know, what you would call an awakening. There's a million words for it. But ultimately, when we come face to face with if we're doing any shadow work, if we come face to face with any of our personal demons or our personal challenges and struggles, one of the things is that this is the opportunity to heal. This is the exact point when you get to repair that damage. So this is where I am really getting a sense that if you're doing all of this work, and you realize what your untapped potential is going to be, that means that you're going to come face to face with your limiting beliefs, the things that are trying to hold you back, the things that, you know, the negative self-talk that comes up anytime you want to try something new. That is part of the shadow that, you know, all of us have it. So it's just about identifying it and having compassion for it rather than shoving it back into the closet. So I am seeing this really as an opportunity for you to resolve a lot of that comparison mindset stuff and your sense of ambition and how exactly you are adjusting that so that it is fluid with your life and not creating resistance within it. Okay. Let's go ahead and do a 3-card pick. If you'd like, you are welcome to pick a card before I flip them over, after I flip them over, whatever you want. You can ask a question, ask for guidance, whatever you feel. Okay, card number 1, responsibility. Where are your responsibilities and where are your efforts right now? That's really the big question that you want to ask yourself. And what do you feel a responsibility to, or who do you feel a responsibility for? Those are also themes that are going to be coming up if you chose this card. The responsibility aspect, maybe just the word is resonating, but there's also the sense of responsibility or duty might be getting in your way this month. It might be creating a block and preventing you from reaching true fulfillment. So pay attention to that. Any of those feelings like I have a duty to XYZ. Card number 2, we have feeling and form. All right, so part of this has to do with personal evolution for you. That's what's coming up with this card for this specific reading, is that your manifestations and the things that show up in your life are a direct reflection of your internal state. Okay? Sometimes crappy things just happen. That's definitely true. I'm not discrediting that at all. I am simply saying that a lot of what goes on and a lot of the way situations are perceived and the way that things play out are a reflection of your state. So make sure that you are paying close attention to where your intentions are, where your headspace is, and what you're asking for. So I would say pay attention to language. And card number 3, we have mentor. Are you in a mentorship position, or do you have a mentor? Because it looks like the mentorship piece, the teacher and the learner, that entire student and teacher relationships, all of that stuff is going to bring information with it. So whether you are on the side of being in learning mode or teaching mode, this is going to be kind of a core theme or a core way that you are experiencing other people reflecting back to you the insights and information that you need to know. Okay, so I feel like that was so freaking wordy, and I feel like that might be a little bit too esoteric, so let me try to condense this. Whether you are mentoring or being mentored, there is information in the people that you're working with, so pay attention to that experience. I'm going to leave it at that. Okay, so in terms of a reading, that is all that I have for you today. I certainly hope you've enjoyed this as much as I've enjoyed reading for you. And don't forget to check out my other channel that I have started. I'm going to be doing vlogs. I'm bringing Ask a Psychic back on that channel. I'll put it in one of the boxes or bubbles on YouTube, and I will put the link in the description box as well. If you are looking to work with me one-on-one, as usual, all of the links are in the lovely description box below, so you're welcome to check all of that out. And until next time, have a wonderful July, everybody. Happy eclipse season, and I will talk to you all later. Bye-bye.